Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Thank you for sticking with me. If you're an old subscriber and if you're a new subscriber, welcome to my YouTube channel. And if you are yet to subscribe, please hit that subscribe button. Thank you. So today I'm going to be teaching you guys how to make moimoi using moimoi leaves. So these moimoi leaves are clean and ready to be used. So I'm just showing you how they look like. My mother-in-law already washed the beans and we already ground them already. So I'm just going to show you how I make my own recipe, moimoi recipe, using moimoi leaves. So stay tuned guys. So guys, this is the pot I'm going to be using for my moimoi, to cook my moimoi today. And oh my god, the pot is so big, like my biggest pot in the house. So my mother-in-law apparently wanted a lot of moimoi, so she grounded a lot. So let's just go in. So guys, these are old leaves. I can't really use them to tie moimoi, so I'm going to be placing them under the pot to avoid burns. I don't want my moimoi to get burned, so this one will just serve as a buffer between the pot and the tied moimoi leaves. So this is what I'm going to be using them for. Just look at them. Okay, I'll be adding some ingredients to my moimoi batter now. I'm going to add oil. You need vegetable oil. It makes your moimoi very fluffy. Then I'm going to be adding salt, of course salt for taste guys. Then I'm going to be adding using benny, using seasoning cubes, and of course curry. So those are the major ingredients I'm going to be using. So I'll be turning my ground beans paste into a very wide bowl so that you can see all the things I'll be adding to it. And note, this ground beans paste is made up of the washed beans. I've peeled the beans, then I added tatashe, shongbon, then I added a pepper, and I added onions to it. So I'm going to be using my spatula. I always like using spatula to turn. So just to turn and check the consistency of the batter before I start putting them into leaves. So I'm going to be going in with the oil. Oil makes it fluffy. I tell you, like, I don't know, changes the consistency of the batter. My mom just told me it makes it fluffy. So anything mom says, I do. So I turn and mix, and I check if the oil that I'm using is enough. So you have to check guys. I need your love today. So the batter is well mixed now, and I'll be adding my curry powder to it. So curry, of course, we know, apart from the taste it gives a nice color to your meal. So I'm just going to be adding curry to it, and I'm going to be adding this chicken seasoning flavor to it. They call it benny, so I added it to it. Benny gives taste, like, I don't know, it cuts the amount of seasoning cubes I'll break into it. So I use benny a lot for my meat stock powder. I use it for almost to boil my meat. So I'm adding it to this moimoi batter. I'll be going in next with my seasoning cubes. I use for this recipe I used Knorr cubes and Maggi Naija pot. So those are the seasoning cubes that I used for this recipe. So just easy, just break them in it, and after this we're going to be turning with the spatula. The spatula will help mix the batter and the seasoning I've put so far. It will help you mix them thoroughly. So that's why I always use a spatula, and I advise that I use a spatula. After mixing for a while with the spatula, I go in with salt. So I continue adding salt till I get the perfect taste that I'm aiming for. So I don't really have any quantity. I just go in until I get the perfect taste. So I normally add boiled fish. I season it with curry, salt, and seasoning cubes. So I'm going to mash them and add them into the batter. So I like using fish for my moi moi recipe. So I'm going to be adding the fish stock, the water that is remaining from boiling the fish, the water I used to boil the fish. I'm going to be adding it into the batter. It will add a very wonderful taste to it. So that's what I'm going to be using in this recipe. So I'm taking my time to mix properly with my spatula because the bowl I used was already full. So I had to be gentle, I had to do it gently so that my batter will not splash everywhere on my counter. So I had to go in carefully and mix properly and thoroughly with my spatula. So I've scattered my fish, my boiled fish, and I'm going to be adding it to the batter, the momo batter. So I'm going to be adding it to it. I just love the taste that it gives and the idea of opening your momo and you see some pieces of fish inside. It's so yummy, and it's so I just love the fact about it. That's why I always use fish in my moimo. I normally add eggs sometimes, but I was not really feeling it today, so I use fish instead. I'm going to add in some water, some warm water, because the batter was still a little thick for my liking. So just keep on adding water till you get the consistency, the right consistency, and the perfect consistency is not too thick, not too light. So that's my own secret. So I'm going next with some water. I think this is the last time I'm going to be adding water because the consistency is near perfect already. So this batter was a lot, so I had to actually get a move on because the day was getting dark and I had been on my feet almost all day, so I had to get a move on. So I already did a lot, so I just wanted to show you guys how I tie my moimoi with the remaining batter. So I just take 2 single leaves as so, then I bend inwards, bend, then I break at the end. Then I use a stick and I break the stick also, and I check the pouch if it's even and if it's okay inside. Then I pour my batter. So you don't pour too much into it so that it will have space to, as my parents would say, rise. So that it can rise, you understand? So then you bend, then you close the leaves, then you bend as so, and that's it. Simple, right? Then we go again. So we take the leaves, the greener ones will be outside, then the slightly darker side, that's where you pour the batter in. So you see, yes, you can see the outer part is very green, the inner one is not so green. So that's how you tie momo properly, understand? So I'm checking the pouch again, and then I'll pour the batter inwards, you understand? So just watch and learn. So guys, another trick I use is that I use a smaller leaf and a slightly bigger leaf. So I place the bigger leaf on top of the smaller one because the bigger one can contain more content if I put it on top of the smaller one, you understand? So you place the bigger leaf on top of the smaller one, I'm trying to go over and over and over again so you can understand it. Trust me, tying momo is so simple, just that it feels harder in the beginning, but it's so simple. So you just bend like tucking, then you tuck in the other part, like you make it like a cone. You understand now? When you're in primary school, always use paper to form cones, just like that. Easy as ABC. Then you check the pouch, like then you pour your butter inside, then leave enough space so that when you finally bend it, it will not pour out. So that's enough because this leaf is big. Then I cover this part, cover it, and bend. Simple as ABC. Trust me, it's not as hard as it seems. Trust me, guys. So guys, this is the last batter and this is the last one I'm going to be tying, so everything in this bowl must enter. You all know how it is, the last one, so everything must enter. So it was quite full and big. So, and you can see, as you can see, everywhere is dark. Like I shot this video with like a very weird light source, so hence the dark video. But it was late and I just had to finish. I was so tired, I had been on my feet. So this is the last one and I'm just trying to scrape the bowl. Like nothing was waste, y'all, nothing was waste. So after this, I'm just going to tie the moimoi, close it finally. So this time I'm going to make it slow so you can see how it's done. So I'm showing you the batter. Look how nice it is. I love the color, so fine. So you close the leaf, you close, then you close the second one, then you bend. Then it's this thing that my mom always does. So anytime we help her tie momo, everybody must tie the leaf like this. I don't know what it means, but I'm not going to take that risk because anytime she does that, the momo always turns out nice. So I'm doing it. So guys, this is how my moimoi is looking in my pot. I'm a happy cook right here. So you can see my tied moimoi leaf in one corner there. So the big pot was not enough to size the moimoi. I had to use another big pot. So these leaves that I'm placing on top is just to trap moisture, trap heat, so that the moimoi can cook faster. So this is my other pots. Just look, guys, I'm a happy cook right here. I'm very happy. So guys, you can see that my moimoi is ready. The bright green color has turned dark, so I'm going to be opening the leaves to see if it's well done. So don't mind me, don't just follow my lead. My hands, my fingers are heat resistant. So I'm going to be opening them up and testing to see if it's well done. So watch.